So today, intersections and unions of sets. So two sets, do they overlap? Or what do we get if we totally combine the two sets with each other? And how do we draw Venn diagrams to represent some of that? So first, a little bit of vocabulary. Intersection is the overlap of the two sets. And we show it with an upside down U, no tail or anything on that U, just kind of looks like an arch. That means intersection. That's what are all of the things that are in both of those sets. Or if we have three of them, what are the ones that are in all three? Doesn't work if they're in two and not one, they've got to be in all three in that case. So as an example for intersection and then union on the next slide, I'm going to work with these two sets. If I have A with 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7, B with 1, 3, 8, and 9, I can say the intersection of A and B, their overlap, I write it that way, A intersect B, have to use the squiggly braces again. And now I want to ask you, what are the numbers that are in A and are also in B? What numbers are in both of those lists? McKenna? Thumbs up, thumbs down. 1, 3, is that everything? And we generally try to write them in numerical order, so that is what we would have. If we wanted to draw that with a Venn diagram, we would draw one circle and label it A. We would have another circle that overlaps, and we would label that B. This part in the middle needs to include the 1 and the 3, so that the 1 and 3 are inside the circle on the left, and the 1 and the 3 are also inside the circle on the right. A also has 2, 6, and 7, so I need to put those up there, but they cannot be in this overlap. So the 2, the 6, and the 7 would have to go out here, something like that. And for set B, I have the 1 and the 3, but I also need the 8 and the 9, so I put those inside circle B, but just make sure they stay outside circle A. Most of the time when we are drawing these, we will just be having the representation of the set, and we will then try to shade the part that we're talking about. For this one, for the intersection, we're talking about this overlap. So we would shade that kind of football-shaped section in between. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, the other one that we talk about, union, that's going to be when we combine them, we unite the two groups. We have one set, one group, another group. We unite them. We have them joined together. Now we want a roster of everybody that's in that's in that new combined set. For this one, our symbol is a right side up U, makes it easy to remember, first letter of union, but no tail on that, meaning the symbol is not written like a U that has a little tail that comes down on that right-hand side. So if we took our very same two sets, and now we wanted to unite them and put them together, A union B, everybody's now in one giant group, and now we want a new roster of everybody that's in that new combined group. We don't list anybody or anything twice, and we try to list them in numerical order. So Caden, can you give me the roster of everybody in the new combined group, or every number in the new combined group? And then give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Did we get everything that should be in there? Yes. You do not write it twice, because if we were doing people that were in sets and combined it, and now I said I want to, so if we took two teams and put them together, and we want a roster of the new bigger team, we wouldn't list somebody twice in there. Once would be enough in the list. So we do not list any repeats. So if I drew the Venn diagram for this one, same sets as before. So I still have the 1 and the 3 and the part where they overlap. Set A also needs a 2, a 6, and a 7. Set B, I've got the 1 and the 3. I also need an 8 and a 9. If I then wanted to shade the union, I take everything that was in set A, and I take everything that was in set B, and I throw them all together in one big group now, and I have all 7 of those numbers now. Anybody with questions on that idea? Okay, one example coming up here in a moment. First, just to repeat what we just said, if we are doing union, that's when we take everything in set A, everything in set B, and throw that all together, and that's our picture of the union. And what you're going to be having in homework will be like this. It doesn't actually have numbers in it, what you're going to have on today's set. If I wanted the intersection, I would take just the overlap, and I would shade everything that's a part of that overlapping section. So our one example for today, but I'll actually add a 5th part of it. So these are all going to be the same sets all the way through, the same circles, but you just can't shade 4 different answers at the same time, because then it's too hard. Well, was that shaded for A or for B or for C? So we're going to do them separately. You would not have to write this out on your homework set, but we will write it out just to make sure we're understanding what's going on. M is the blue circle. So let's make a list of all of the numbers that are inside that blue circle. What are the elements of set M? Mateo? And then let's take a look at set X. So that's the red circle. Tell me everything, please, Addie, that's inside that red circle. 2, 3, 5, and 6. Good job getting those in order, just because that makes it easier to compare our answers with each other. And then P is our 3rd circle, our black one. What are all of the things, Melissa, that are inside the black circle? 3, 4, 6, and 7. So again, you wouldn't have to figure that part out and write that down on your homework unless I asked you for that for some reason. But now we want to know, M, is that intersection or union? Intersection, so is that overlap or put everything all together? So we want the overlap of M and P. So you can look at your circles. Where do the blue and the black circles, the M and P circles, overlap? Or since we wrote them out, you can look at your lists and what are the numbers that are in that overlap? Amelia? So 3 and 4 would be the overlap. And a lot of times your homework ones will ask you just to draw a picture of it. So 3 and 4, this would be the part where the M and P circles overlap. So we would shade in there, including the 3, because that was part of it. Okay, what about exactly the same circles, have not changed the picture at all. M, and that's the same symbol, so that must still be overlap. So M intersection with X. So look at your M circle, look at your X circle. What are all of the things in the overlap of the M and the X? Elias? Thumbs up, thumbs down for 2 and 3. And so again, if we wanted to shade it, it would be the overlap of the M and the X, the blue and the black circles, giving us this football-shaped section that includes the 2 and the 3. Okay, what about this? Intersection or union, everybody? Is that the overlap again? That's everything put together, but it's just the M and the X circles put together, not the P one in there. JC, can you please help us? What would we have if we wanted to put just the M and the X circles together? What numbers would we have? Thumbs up or thumbs down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, it's not the 7. Because 7's outside of the M and the X circles. Might be easier to see this one if we did our shading. So I'm going to take everything that's in the X circle, everything that's in the M circle, put those together, and I have everything except the 7. What if I wanted to take X union P? We want to take the X circle and the P circle and put those together. So Ella, can you help us if we take the X circle and the P circle and put those together? So everything except the 1. We're good with that. Okay, the one I'm going to add, so same circle, so it doesn't matter whether you're looking at the left or the right side. But what if I asked for this? Now what would I be talking about? Gabe, help us out with that. That symbol stuff that I wrote in the middle with those upside down U's. Now what am I talking about? So the intersection of all of them, what does that mean? So what would be in there? What number or numbers? Is everybody good with that? Would just be the part with the 3. Those are all intersections. So this one is simply saying, where do all 3 of the circles overlap? What is the part that is inside all 3 circles? Oh, I guess it's, why is it doing that? Oh, I guess because it's on top of the green. Let's see, what if I try to put blue on top of it? That won't show up at all. Well, I guess so it's going to be, I better go with a skinny one. So it's going to be just this part that just has the 3 in there. Does that make sense to everybody? Anybody have questions? Yes, Riley. Not without some parentheses in there, because that would make a difference in how it works, and not in this course will you be combining the 2 different symbols like that.